Let's go racing, boys!
And here they come to the line. This is the finish of the Daytona 500. Side by side, bouncing off each other. Unbelievable.
I think it was Denny Hamlin.
I have it as Hamlin. Denny Hamlin. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And welcome to the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report. I'm your host, Tom Clark, along with co-hosts Corey Carroll and Colton Jacobs, here to bring you weekly insight on all things NASCAR, with a review of past week's races and a preview of upcoming events on the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series schedule. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at TCW Speed Report. Email your questions to tcwspeedreport@gmail.com. Check us out on the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report Facebook page, and check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud. And I would like to welcome my co-hosts for the evening, Corey Carroll and Colton Jacobs.
Hey, Tom.
Good evening.
Good evening.
February the 21st, 2016.
It's Daytona Day, according to Fox.
Yeah. It is the 58th running of the Daytona 500, the Great American Race. And let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
So, of course, we had the two qualifying races. Pole qualifying always happens on the Sunday after the shootout / unlimited / exhibition race. And Chase Elliott, woohoo, won the pole with Matt Kenseth on the outside. So that sets the front row. The rest of the positions, all the cars on the inside line race in the first duel, and the second duel race is all the cars that qualified on the outside of the field, and their starting positions are determined that way. Dale Jr. won his duel race with Amelia. Amelia, I'm sure named after Amelia Earhart, which sounds very close to Earnhardt.
Yeah.
So maybe he found something out. Maybe he's related to her.
Well, I mean, I guess her name would have to be Earnhardt for them to be related.
Well, maybe when one of Amelia's cousins got down to North Carolina, someone said, Earnhardt? What kind of name is that? You know?
I'm sure that was the case.
Because, Amelia didn't make it. So that was no surprise. I mean, he did a great job. I mean, he friggin', to me, spanked the field.
Well, yeah, and he was able to make a late pass with 5 to go to beat Denny Hamlin. So Hamlin was pretty disgusted with himself, but
yeah, I mean, he was literally he was working the lines. He was working the air, using the draft, every bit of the draft to his advantage. And so I pretty much knew, I was like, he's going to have a fast car Sunday. So that pretty much put him third in the starting for the Daytona 500. We go to duel number 2, in which Kyle Busch won. Everything seemed to be going pretty good until, I don't know, I think it was on the last lap. Jimmy Johnson and Jamie McMurray made contact.
Yeah. McMurray looked like he was trying to go track block Jimmy, and they just got into each other.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you sell your soul to the devil, He comes a-calling, and you got to pay your dues, so that's what happened to Jimmy. He's had a terrible speed weeks.
Yeah, he didn't really run well much at all.
Yeah. I don't know where he ran in the 500. But I know I didn't hear a whole lot about it or him either way.
I mean, he finished 16th.
Oh, okay. So it's not too
500.
bad. He made up for
It's
it.
definitely not up to Jimmy standards.
The devil was probably sitting there laughing, I'll let you have 16th.
Is that your devil impression?
Let's not do that again.
Okay.
So that kind of put a hold on the climactic finish of duel number 2. So today, Great American Race, Daytona 500 on Fox. Chase Elliott, of course, on pole. Matt Kenseth on the outside pole. Chase led the first few laps. And then we saw Earnhardt and Amelia do their magic and get up to the front to much of the crowd's approval and applause.
Yeah, it was abbreviated, though. Kyle Busch was able to get around. He led about 15 laps, and then Kyle Busch was able to get around him, and Earnhardt wasn't much of a factor the rest of the day.
Was that the start of the Toyota co-opetition going on there with Kyle taking the lead? Did that set up the pace for the race afterwards?
Oh, you asking me?
Yes. Sorry, I should use things like my hands instead of
Names.
my eyes. Yeah.
Say the question again. Did it set up
When Kyle Busch took the lead from Dale Earnhardt Jr., did that set up the almost seemingly domination of the Toyota camp running up front the rest of the race?
Well, it sure seemed to, didn't it?
Well, yeah, we had we had Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex Jr.
I keep having to get used to Truex being in a Toyota this year.
Yeah, Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, I couldn't ever tell, when they were near each other, if it was Vickers or if it was Truex having two.
Or
Bass Pro.
McMurray.
Yeah.
Or Tony. Wait,
well,
that's right.
Vickers,
yeah. Vickers is in for Tony.
But McMurray
sorry.
was in the McDonald's car, but Truex and old Vickers, they had pretty much identical paint schemes.
I had McDonald's last night.
What'd you have?
A couple of McDoubles. My sugar was dropping, so I was like drooling at the wheel, like I need sugar. Like give me sugar and water. Isn't that one that in what's that movie? Men in Black, when the guy put the guy's skin on? Yeah. Give me sugar and water. So, yeah. So that set up the pace of the race. We had a big crash with, I believe, Matt DiBenedetto and can't remember who the other guy was. Chris Buescher.
Yeah.
2015 Xfinity Series champion. That was quite a hard lick. I told Colton it's been 15 years since Senior passed away, and it looked eerily similar to that style of crash. But luckily they both walked away unscathed, and everything turned out to be okay.
Yeah, DiBenedetto, when he got out of the car, he was limping. He had a little limp to him. It was but
he's one tough customer.
Yeah. Mike Joy was just taken. His breath was taken away when they showed the replay. 'Cause he just sounds so. He was like, "Oh God."
It's like he. It's
Don't
like
say that like right into the mic.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
But that's what he was. That's what he did.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What is going on up there, Mike?
Yeah.
Like
Mike was breathing into the microphone all day.
I could see he probably says that when he's unpeeling his banana, and I don't. Being an orangutan that he is. Oh yeah. So
God, we're only scratching the surface how terrible that broadcast was.
Yeah, because I unfortunately caught one thing that stood out. I guess like a weekly weird, but we'll get to that later. Danica Patrick quit for a wild ride, but that was later on in the race. Dale Jr. unfortunately had some bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, it just him and Chase almost had identical issues just getting loose off 4.
Turn 4 seemed to be real. It was like when a car was on the outside, it kind of shifted the air. I mean, we saw Harvick get loose, almost went down pit road at 200 miles an hour.
As Mike Joy dubbed it Calamity Corner for this race. So.
No, Chris Economaki dubbed it Calamity Corner, and Mike Joy used it 8 times.
Oh, I was saying.
But I thought Calamity Corner used to be turn 2.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about a Chris Economaki, what he dubbed it, or what corner it was in, or what Alan Kulwicki did in 1989. Nobody cares.
I noticed that, like,
nobody cares.
Towards
every lap of the last 10 laps. 9 laps to go in 1989. Rusty
when
Wallace
Jeff Gordon
did this.
passed Rusty Wallace. Where was that, Jeff? Down here in turn 1?
And 4 to go, this is when Sterling Marlin did the thing with the thing. I don't care. God.
1989, this is when Alan Kulwicki ran out of gas. And
I can't believe I'm going to have to watch 17 more of these Fox broadcasts.
17
or whatever. Too many.
It's still Daytona, so.
Yeah. That reminds me of Chris Conway. We head down to Corey Carroll right now, right around Calamity Corner. What do you got for us, Corey? That was my best Economacky
Thank
impression.
God I'm talking to you, Chris, and not Mike Joy.
We head down to young pit reporter Mike Joy, now joining us on MRN. What do you think? What do you got down there, Mike?
I want to be like you.
Yeah. So Junior having problems. So that set up the final, what turned out to be the final restart with 14 to go, I believe. We had, it pretty much did come to the last lap. Carl Edwards, for some reason, felt he kind of, you could tell he was frustrated because he had tape flapping from his fender, but they were trying to get that outside line going, and they couldn't quite get it started until, was it Harvick that was?
Yeah, Harvick and Logano were both out there, but they just couldn't get it rolling, and that's when, Kenseth was leading with Truex behind him, and then Kyle Busch, and that's when Hamlin was fourth, and that's when he decided to jump up there and take the shot, and coming out of 4, Kenseth tried to block him. He got loose, and then it was a drag race of Hamlin and Truex to start-finish.
And man, the look on Sherry Pollock's on her expression afterwards, she knew that they'd lost, and
yeah,
what a storybook, ending that would have been.
I know, it's crazy. I thought Truex won when I saw it.
I was so. If I knew that if he did win, like, wow, what a 500! Like this would have been great.
Yeah.
But of course, Denny Hamlin beat him by 1/100th of a second, and he attributed it to as a team victory. All the Toyotas together. Matter of fact, let's listen to the post-race audio now.
And the water and Coke is spraying the confetti. The tears were flowing. Denny, 2 months away, 2 months off your ACL surgery. Your knee is still not 100%. Your first race with your new crew chief. How was today, finally, your day to win the Daytona 500?
This was a team victory. My teammates did an amazing job all day working together. All the Toyotas. This is a proud moment for everyone at Toyota. FedEx, on my 11th try getting the Daytona 500. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know what happened. I can't even figure out what I did, but it all just came together. I got the push, obviously, from the 4, but this wouldn't be possible if this wasn't Toyotas sticking together all race long. We were able to capture our track position, but I got to thank my sponsors because this is the Daytona 500. I got to thank FedEx. 11 strong years. It's been amazing. Coca-Cola, Toyota. This is amazing for Toyota. The Jordan brand, the Greenbrier, Sun Energy One, Kenny O'Bull and those guys, and Sport Clips. This is so happy to get this victory for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Denny, your family's coming in. I saw the tears start to flow when his daughter and girlfriend came into victory lane. Denny Hamlin is a Daytona 500 winner. Chris?
So they said he was. I was surprised he didn't show as much emotion. Like, remember I said, are these guys gonna cry like we've seen other drivers cry before?
Yeah.
Or is he just that much more of a man than I am?
Well, it just seemed like it wasn't just Denny. In a lot of the post-race interviews, Truex was about the only one that didn't just sit there and thank every single sponsor that was on the car.
Yeah.
That seems what everybody did today. So
back real quick to what Daryl was alluding to when Greg Biffle lost his right rear tire, and they were showing the replay. You could hear Daryl go, "Looks like the old Colonel kind of lost his." Like he knew that. Like he had a moment of clarity. Like, what I'm about to say is going to sound very stupid.
Hey,
or
look,
maybe it was Jeff patting him on the back, going, "It's that's enough. That's enough."
well, it was either him realizing he was going to sound stupid, or he just was like, I don't know what to say. I mean, because like the Colonel lost his
brain literally shit the bed. Just
yeah.
so. But anyway, congratulations to Denny Hamlin. And I drove Bus 11. Remember earlier this week?
Yeah,
told you.
He was in Bus 11. He was. He's not lying about it.
To come pick up Colton's delinquents.
Yeah.
None of our listeners know what you're talking about.
That's good. That's good.
You can find it on our Wikipedia page.
Yeah. We got to start one.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our Attaboy segment. I'm going to go ahead and do my Attaboy.
Yeah.
And it might be someone else's Attaboy, but
Oh, well.
my Attaboy is going to be for Martin Truex Jr.
Okay.
Attaboy for, sticking with his team throughout many of the changes with Toyota, alliance with JGR, and new sponsors like Bass Pro Shops. There's a new sponsor they just recently announced too. Attaboy for to me proving that he is a talented driver.
Yeah.
And Dale Jr. was right to have picked him to drive many years ago, and just like we've said before, the personal and professional challenges he's had over the past few seasons. Attaboy, Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah.
Colton.
Well, my attaboy today is just I'm gonna say an attaboy to Regan Smith in the number 7 Tommy Baldwin Chevrolet. Just underfunded team. First year back full time in Cup Series, and the last 15 laps it seemed like his car was spitting water out of the. So I mean,
Stanley Steamer.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Joy didn't say anything about it.
I know, but he brought it. He was able to get him an 8th place finish. So I mean, that's big for him in his first race back full time in Cup Series.
I'll attaboy Brian Vickers for wrecking his car earlier in the race and being up there to challenge for the win. He was actually at one point in the closing laps the lead car on the outside until Harvick and Hamlin jumped up there in front of him. And he had a legitimate shot to, I think he was 4th on that last restart, second row on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made something happen after, wrecking in the Unlimited, wrecking pretty much earlier in the race, and, like Darrell said, looking uncomfortable in the car pretty much all week. He almost pulled it off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how great would that have been for that team?
He would have definitely got an attaboy.
Yeah, that would have been crazy, but I don't know what happened that caused him to finish 26th, but I guess it was just the late race shuffle. But
Yeah, I would imagine because whenever Kenseth got out of sorts coming off 4, anybody in that third line or anybody behind him had to check up and just shuffled everything around.
Yeah.
Now I want to gather some of your guys' thoughts on this throughout the race. Chase Elliott wrecked out early. There seems to be a lot of pressure, but Corey, do you think Chase Elliott has from the moment of his conception to now had enough good mentors in his life to groom him into what maybe Jeff Gordon was when he first came in? And now, granted, Chase Elliott is not as revolutionary or game changing as Jeff was when he came in, but how do I put this? Is Chase Elliott going to be media ready and able to handle questions and compose himself facing adversity like he did today?
Yes, he gave a very measured response to his own misfortunes today. To his own misfortunes today.
Mm-hmm.
When he wrecked out, it was pretty much the only thing you can do as a driver is look forward to next week. That's the only thing you can do for your team, and even for yourself and your own sanity, I suppose, is to look forward to next week and not be a kind of a not be kind of a Debbie Downer about your day or whatever, and not wallow in your own sorrow and just move on to the. And he did a great job of that in his well, it wasn't his post-race interview, but it was after
Post-crash.
After he crashed, he eventually got back out there, 40 laps down. But he did well as far as that goes, and I think he's going to be, he's young. He's like Kyle Larson in a lot of ways. He's young. He's an attractive guy to to sponsors as well. He's clean cut. He's got a good pedigree. So he's everything you look for in a young race car driver if you're somebody like Rick Hendrick.
Yeah. So it's safe to say that you would say that we're not going to see any like Bush brother type behavior out of him in his formative years in the Cup Series. You don't foresee that being an issue.
No, I don't see it being an issue. I would like to see personality, and I would like to see passion. I'd like to see him get upset at somebody at some point, maybe throw a helmet or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see in my race car driver, that drive to win and that drive to succeed. But I don't think it's going to be problematic as it has been for those guys that you mentioned.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, speaking of career changes, just saw this. Throw this out there. Jeff Gordon said he would be interested in running the 24 Hours of Le Mans, basically. And we've seen with Tony Stewart's recent accident, outside of his regular race car or his regular day job, do you ever foresee any of these race car drivers reducing the amount of extracurricular activities that they do, be it sprint cars, the Indy 500, with it is. Do you think it would be a good idea for Jeff to step outside the booth and risk being in another series?
Okay, as far as running different series, I think it's different if you're an active Cup driver and a former. Jeff, his contract's just kind of the booth. So, I mean, if he breaks his leg, he can sit up in the booth and still do his job.
Yeah.
But if you're a Cup driver like Tony Stewart and you go smash your leg, you can't perform your job. So, I think in my opinion, as far as these active Cup drivers running all these different races, I know it's their passion, but you get paid a lot of money to run in the Sprint Cup Series. Even the ones that go down to the Xfinity races and the truck races, you're still taking a chance. And you see what the effects that it has on people. Kyle Busch was out for half the year. Granted, he came back and won a crap ton of races and then won the championship. But Tony Stewart, how many things have happened to him over the last 2 or 3 years, and where's his career gone and down the toilet? Yeah. So I mean, if it were just me, I would just be wary about it. I wouldn't want to put what I'm paid to do at risk. And their ultimate goal is to win a Cup championship, not win a sprint car, race or go win at a local dirt track. They've done that plenty of times in their life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting. And Chase Elliott alluded to it earlier. That the season truly starts in Atlanta, is where we're going to next week. And so we're going to preview the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500.
QuikTrip.
At Atlanta Motor Speedway. Second race of the season.
By the way, Colton's obsessed with QTs and Sheetses.
I love Sheets and QT. I mean, especially
if you're on a road trip with Colton and there's a QT or a Sheets or God forbid a Flying J.
Hey man, I love Flying J. Yeah.
Colton will stop. I don't care how much gas he has. I don't care if he's just pissed. I don't care if he's got a big gulp sitting right beside him. He will stop and get something.
Well,
I mean, they're nice stores. They're clean, friendly staff.
So is the hospital. You know, stop at every hospital usually. Wow, this is damn clean right here.
Well, you know, like
Let me have a sun drop.
now, granted, like now, the QT down there on 321 before you get on 85.
Oh, I love that.
They are
one.
like, as soon as I walk in, like, hey, can I help you find anything? And they are like so Johnny on the spot. You don't know how to react to that. Like, I think I'm just gonna get this bag of chips and a drink. Oh yeah, I'll help you over here. Do you need any lighters? Do you need cigarettes? Do you need any candy?
Yeah.
You're like,
And
no.
the bathrooms are nice.
Yes.
They've got, you can use paper towels or air dry.
Yes, I love options. This is America. And real quick, man, we got to stay on task here. They're building a bunch of sheets over in Hickory.
No, Colton's liable to move to Hickory now.
They got one off of Fairgrove Church Road. They got another sheets off of McDonald Parkway, and they got another sheets off of Springs Road. So there's sheets going everywhere.
I told Corey if I ever quit my job that I'm doing now, I just open a Sheets in Morgantown because we don't have one.
Well, they got the Murphy Express, and it's like Sheets Light,
But
know.
it's small.
Yeah.
But
It's QT Light.
yeah.
Someone described going into QT like walking into a casino, like ding, 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 like your
Yeah,
brain
you alluded
can't.
to that last year when we previewed the Folds of Honor QuikTrip.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's the second race of the season. Chase said that the season truly starts at this race, regardless of what year, I'm sure, because Daytona is almost a crapshoot.
I was happy because when I completely forgot that it was Atlanta coming up and not Phoenix. It's just been, but
been
I keep thinking
yeah.
Phoenix, and then I realized it was Atlanta. I was so happy that it's Atlanta and not Phoenix.
I'm just going on a gut feeling here. It's probably going to be a repeat of what we saw last year. Tires are definitely going to be an issue, a lot more than they were, at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I'm excited about seeing or seeing how this will affect the racing is the shorter spoiler. I mean, last year they went into it, it was a 6-inch spoiler. I'm pretty sure it's a 3.5-inch spoiler going into this race. So I'm excited to see if we get one of those side-by-side dirt track style.
So they'll be using
finishes.
the aero package that they used like last year, like Michigan and Indianapolis.
Or you mean no?
Or was it Kentucky?
Kentucky and Darlington.
Okay.
I think the tapered spacer's still there. The radiator pan's smaller and the front splitter overhang is shorter. So, but I don't see fuel mileage being an issue, unless you guys think so. Because to me, there's so much fall off from the tires that you're probably actually conserving fuel towards the end of a run.
Well, it just seems like and I don't know, you guys may see it differently, that no matter what happens, even in these tire fall off races, you always get right there at the end, and they'll try and hit some sort of window. You hear Larry Mack talking about, you can go 42 laps, and and it just always seems like at the end they try and stretch it, even if the tires, because of the way track position was, but this is the different aero package. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to change the track position game. What, if that's still going to have a premium, or if it's going to be tires, or what it's going to be.
Or just pure out driving your opponent.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think we'll see our same suspects up front.
Oh yeah, which brings us to our fantasy picks.
Yeah.
Now how's this going to roll now again? How does this go again?
Well, since Tom's not in last place
Woohoo!
anymore, I'm in last place. I'll pick first. Tom, you go second, and Corey will continue to pick last.
Okay, and we have me and Colton have decided.
Well, we didn't decide. We discussed.
We discussed
We haven't.
that there will be we're gonna do a chase.
A what?
A chase.
How you gonna do that?
When after the 26th race of the season, you will be rewarded. You'll be seated based on the amount of wins you have. Okay, so let's just go without it for right now.
Yeah, it's regular point system. Picking who you think's gonna win, not scheming.
Like picking like
No, there's no
No scheming.
there's no collusion rules here. I can I can tank if I want to.
But why would you? Why would you want to tank?
Because it's why does any professional sports tank? So they can get the first pick.
But why not just keep picking the top guy so you can stay in the lead? It doesn't make any sense.
Because I never get to pick who I want to pick.
You have plenty of choices.
Okay, so let's just we'll just go based on last year's rules.
Okay, so I'm going
Since
to
you're
pick
a loser.
the man who led the most laps last year. He didn't win the race, but he was.
Here's my pick here in the spring race.
He was very fast, and that's Kevin Harvick.
God, I knew it. Dang it. All right, so since I'm not dead last anymore, I'm right in the middle with Gary Johnson. He's fast. They're all fast. I mean, God, they're all fast. I'm going to go with someone who could have won today, had a decent speed weeks, who I pretty much I despise, but for fantasy's sake, he's just so wicked fast, man. I think I'm going to go with the 22. I mean, Coke and the Peanuts and just so great. And Todd Gordon, and we're just so fast off the truck when we unloaded. So, yeah, 22.
All right, Corey. Last pick.
See, I'm scheming here too. See what Corey picks, and then base it off of that.
What number is Matt DiBenedetto?
93. Don't pick Matt DiBenedetto. He's not going to win the damn race.
That's what he plays.
All right. Well, I'll pick Danica.
Oh my God! You're as bad as Tom last year doing that. Why are you picking Danica?
Because I think she'll win.
Any evidence based on any speed from last year or this year or anything you've heard?
No.
I hope you somehow remain in the lead because of that.
Yeah. Okay. So we go to our version of Larry Mack. Colton Jacobs for our green-white checkered round.
All right. Well, green flag question is a pretty simple one for this year. I'll start with Corey.
Oh.
Who's your rookie of the year?
I don't even know the rookies. Who are the rookies?
There are two of them, right?
Well, I mean, you got Chase and you got Ryan Blaney. I don't know if there's any more rookies, but
And Chris Buescher?
yeah.
Okay, I'll go with the guy driving a Hendrick car. I'll go with the one guy driving a chartered car.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're going to make every race and the other two aren't, then you're going to win it. I mean, right?
I think Ryan Blaney will make every race.
Guaranteed to make every race. But and he won't make every race. Something will happen.
Yeah, something like at a Michigan maybe.
Yeah.
So you want my answer?
Yeah.
It's going to be Chase Elliott.
Okay.
Something that Jeff never accomplished. Well, no, Jeff did accomplish that in his career. Yeah, he was Rookie of the Year. 93.
It's because he was the only rookie in 93.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we trying to say?
It's like winner by default.
So that's I'm going. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. 24 all the way.
Okay. Chase.
Okay. Yeah, Chase.
Okay. Well, then we'll walk on over to our white flag question.
Why
here.
are we walking?
We'll race to the white flag.
Okay. That's what they usually do, don't they?
We're gonna just continue on with today's race, the 500. What in your opinion, Tom, was the turning point in the race?
To me, the turning point in the race was Dale Jr. spinning out with about 30 to go. Because even though he was quoted as saying earlier, like, I want to be the leader with like 50 to go. Mm-hmm. Man, I mean, he's an Earnhardt. He's won it he's won at Daytona a lot. Not as much as his late father, of course, but I mean, gosh, it's like asking, does Michael Jordan play basketball?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was hoping, I was literally hoping he would win. But when the rest of the field knew that he was no longer a factor, I think that really changed the strategy of a lot of people.
I think it's when he got passed on lap 19. I mean, he
Sorry. It just
he was the he was the best car in the lead, especially. If he would have been out in the lead, if he would have never got passed by Kyle Busch, he might not have got past the whole race. You know, and at least not have dropped back far enough to where that spin would have even happened. So, as early as it was, I think that was the turning point of the race.
Okay. Well, our checkered flag question is we're gonna move to Atlanta here. Tom,
I'm fine, yeah.
Who's your dark horse pick for the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500?
My dark horse. They alluded to this driver a little bit during the 500, and I saw some things out of him that were impressive. And just because of the whole 15-year anniversary thing, kind of his car just stood out for me after that was mentioned. And I think he's hungry, more hungry than my new favorite driver, Chase Elliott. I'm going to say Austin Dillon.
Austin. Okay.
Yeah. Just the few times that I saw his car and they mentioned, he's trying to get the outside line started. It was just eerily to see that 3 car again, being the 15-year anniversary and all. Yeah. So, I think he's hungry, and he doesn't want to let old Peepop down.
Yeah, Peepop. All right, Coy, who's your dark horse pick?
Other than Danica? No, she's my favorite. Never mind. My dark horse is Chase Elliott because of the hometown factor.
Ooh.
I think that every driver drives better at their hometown track for whatever reason, and I think he's going to have that motivation to rebound from his poor performance today.
I kind of wish he was born in North Carolina.
Well, I'm going to kind
That
of
sounds pedophile. That sounds creepy.
God.
He is younger than I am, so.
I wish he was born here.
Yeah.
See that cute little face.
Okay. Don't. My image is tarnished enough now, people. I don't want anybody taking snippets out of this going, Tom Clark was said to, I am a pedophile. Anyway.
He does drive a school bus. So.
Oh, God.
In Kansas. That's right. They already know where we live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hickory, Kansas.
Yeah.
Feds are coming right now. There's black choppers flying over it right now. Drones.
And that's probably what Murphy's barking at.
Yeah, it's a drone.
My dark horse pick is, even though he's in a fast car,
every week.
Casey Kane, because he's
what?
Yeah, he's going to be my dark horse because he hasn't been winning much. He hasn't been running well, but I think he wants to get back up there. He won in Atlanta in 2014. So
I have a new theory like last year.
Okay.
Last year I said only Penske, Gibbs, and Gibbs cars would win, and Kevin Harvick.
I thought you said it was
Jimmy Johnson,
Jimmy, or the Penske cars.
Yeah, Harvick, Jimmy, and either one of the Penske cars.
Yeah.
Because I remember earlier last year you rode off the Gibbs camp.
Well, yeah. Okay, that's what it was. So this year it's different.
Okay.
It's going to be only Gibbs and Harvick and Logano to win.
And he also has a weather theory.
I want to hear the weather theory.
Well, this isn't really a theory. This is it's not a law, but it's more than just, It's more
a
than
principle.
silly. It's better than silly. Like, this is, I really feel this in my
Okay.
heart. My heart of hearts.
I want to hear it.
I just think I can predict which races are going to be weather delayed.
Well, if so, you need to call Colton a day ahead of time.
No, I need to call them, the network.
Yeah, to move it up a day. We're racing Wednesday night.
I'd be fine with a Wednesday race. As long as it got in.
Oh.
So what's the weather gonna be like in Atlanta?
Cloudy with a threat of rain.
Okay.
Which one do you think?
Perhaps delayed.
Which race do you think is gonna be the first one that's rain delayed?
Like, delayed or like postponed?
The one that delayed / postponed. The one that rain will make the race time change.
Bristol, baby.
Make the race time change.
Bristol, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I'm sitting up here at the big Colossus, big screen over here. Guys, I hope you can hear me in the Fox booth. I'm still here, just letting you know. It's Bristol, baby. Real quick, something about Casey Kane. I thought about him today. Like, I don't think he even knows who he is anymore. Like this whole like interview thing we talked about last year, and the fact that he just out of the blue said, "Yeah, I think I want to try to run the Indy 500 this year," and then I'm gonna run 12 sprint car races this year. I mean, I'm sure that's not what he sounds like. It's probably more like I'm probably gonna run at least a dozen or so sprint car races if Rick will let me. Like Corey talked about it, like he just looks like he just has some identity crisis going on.
I think he spends a lot of time in Denver, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
when he looks around, he looks like a newborn baby. He's just like eyeing everything, like everything's so like brand new. You know,
this is a car?
And maybe that's that Denver aspect of it, but
Denver aspect. Hey, that ought to be a new code word. Like, hey, I'm going to get Denver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mile High City. Anyway, it shall be interesting. We shall see. And that concludes this edition of the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at TCW Speed Report. Email us your questions to tcwspeedreport@gmail.com. Check us out on iTunes, Facebook, and SoundCloud. This is your host, Tom Clark, signing out.